Huh? Look, Mordred. Those two look like... There you are, finally, I found you. Excuse me. What did I tell you? This girl is the perfect face for our next play. Look how beautiful she is, Robert. Oh wow, you are damn right, Jennifer. This girl is a real beauty, a rare jewel. Are you talking about me? You see any of the other young ladies around here? You're the performer we're looking for. Tell me, are you into theater? Oh yes, I like it, but... Alright, enough of the chit-chat. We're detectives, pull yourselves together. We've got work to do here. Oh, how rude. You can't expect kindness when someone here has just been murdered by a serial killer. You must be Mr. Harrington and Miss Kingston, am I right? That's us. Here we are, in the flesh. Would you like an autograph, miss? Well, not really. Actually, we wanted to ask you a few questions. Oh dear, don't tell me we're the suspects. We're just honest and respected actors. Our life goal is to make people dream, not to kill them. Art and noble pummels. Despite the pervasive control methods and censorship, the artistic community of Novo Pomos has always been very prosperous. After its foundation, several creative minds moved into the city in search of fame, and their ideas contributed to the creation of many contemporary masterpieces. Despite the creativeness, artists focus almost exclusively on the simple, harmless, and popular topics. Those few artworks which are possibly connected to writing are immediately removed from the market and the web, as happened a few times in the music and cinema industry. You don't have to worry, some routine questions won't do any harm. If you're innocent, you'll be released soon. Fine, so what are you waiting for? Ask away. We shall prove that we are as pure as snow. Relationship with the victim. Did you know the victim personally? Sure we did. He was our employer's son. That poor wretch was not very well liked. He had many enemies, and in the end, he suffered the consequences. It may look like a serial killer did the deed, but I'm sure the motive is revenge. Who are those enemies you mentioned? Well, everyone living on the island, don't you know? He used to manage the company budget and cause all sorts of disasters. So that they work in the theater department of this place, I guess?
Yeah, seems so.
What disasters? Crumbled walls, budget cuts, non-compliant buildings. He was doing everything to take bribes from construction companies. So the victim was hated for being a corrupt man. Maybe we should discuss this with his father. Maximilian Oath in the island. Who is Maximilian Oath to you, and what are you doing on the island? Maximilian is our patron. He's the one who dedicated to bring the theater here from his guests. Okay, yeah. He's always wanted to make a life better for those living here by having them participate in acting classes, for example. He even organized several theater festivals and professional actors, and that's where we come in. Before all this happened, we were rehearsing for our new play dedicated to the tragedy of those who perished in an attempt to emigrate to Novopolmos. Were the rehearsals taking place here on the island? No, we only taught acting classes for some guests here. The rehearsal room of the recreation area. So there is a rehearsal room. Could it be the place where Pandora attacked the victim? As strange as it may sound, Maximilian loved his son, and his death hit him very hard. I believe he had good intentions for this place, but then the politics kicked in and ruined everything, as it often happens. Alibi. If you got nothing to do with the murder, you should be able to provide an alibi for both of you, right? Of course, when the incident occurred, Robert and I were in our room rehearsing the play.
A likely story.
Like true professionals. Is there any camera footage that can prove it? Huh. I don't think there are any cameras inside the building. So you don't have any believable alibi. We were together, isn't that enough? No mask, are they telling the truth? Or maybe there's more. So you're just two actors that have nothing to do with the murder, is that it? I swear, we had no hard feelings toward either him or his father. We've been collaborating with them since the opening of the facility. Oh, so the lie is that they actually hate the dude, but he's gonna take it as they're the ones that murdered him. It's hard to get hired in this country. We can't afford to kill the few employers left. Wait, a mask? It popped up right when I asked if they had no hard feelings. Alright, enough for now. Stick around, we might still need you. As you wish, milady. Roger that, just don't let us wither here too long, alright? They're hiding something, I know it. Huh? Hiding what? A mask showed up when she talked about the resentment towards the victim and his father. The relationship wasn't that good, in fact. Leon was right, they were definitely good suspects. Especially if Pandora acted in the rehearsal rooms, I think. Yeah, their alibi isn't solid at all. Before we face them again, we should investigate that room, but I'm afraid we can't access that until Leon gives us permission. Alright, let's do some research in the meanwhile. Go talk to Maximilian. Oh, you're still bald. You didn't deserve this. No, my dear, gentle, sweet, and caring son. No, I'm sure it was just envy. The envy of that filthy loser who did this to you. I promise you, son, I will have that bastard's head, or everyone else will pay for it. Is he talking to himself? Wardred, this man just lost his son. Just try to be respectful. Who's there? Who dares to speak while I'm mourning? Detective Mordred Foley and Hera Caris, sir. We're here to arrest the monster that killed your son. I've heard of you two. You're those detectives who have been chasing Pandora for years, and now you're here to feed off my son's dead body in search of fame and glory. Grave robbers preying on the lonely and bereaved, digging out carrion like vultures. That's what you are. Please, sir, I understand your pain, but I swear we're here to help. If you wish to avenge your son, you just have to support us. I promise that you will have a front row seat to the execution of that bastard. Alright, but I don't trust you, nor the police. Well, we have something in common. Alright, here we go. First question. Neverland. I know it's painful, but we need to know more about your son. Terry has always been an incredibly smart and honorable man, so I decided to keep him by my side to handle the island. The board did not like my decision, but complaining is part of the job, and those are grateful fuckers, I guess. Terry managed the budget, while planning the renovation of the buildings and the creation of new areas. I felt so proud for looking at him at work. You should have seen him. Any idea why Pandora would go after him? If I knew, I wouldn't be here in mourning, don't you think? The island architecture. Could you tell us about the structure of the island? The facility is meant to have no ways to get in or out, besides the main entrance. The goal is to protect ourselves from thieves, who would see a place full of old people like a true gold mine. We built the massive structure, a unique masterpiece of contemporary architecture. But then we had to expand, turning the facility into a maze of stairs to compensate for the lack of space. Old grudges. One last question, then we'll leave you alone. Huh. We spoke to two of your actors, and they confirmed one of our greatest concerns. It appears that your son was not particularly well liked around here because of some work-related issues. They mentioned some bribes, reason why several guests seem to hold a grudge against him. How dare you? My son was brilliant and honest. Any complications that arose were the fault of those stupid architects. People speak of envy. The only reason those old people died in the collapse is... collapse. What? Some guest died in a collapse? It isn't too late to hold back, Maximilian. Or it is too late to hold back, Maximilian. Tell me, has anyone died here because of your son? He had absolutely nothing to do with it. It wasn't his fault. A column collapsed during a play, killing 2 old, infirm people. The accident was kept all within the island. It was a tragedy, nothing more. Just a tragedy. Were Robert and Jennifer on stage when it happened? No, but there was another company at that time which refused to work here again after that, so I decided to hire those 2. I knew I couldn't trust those bums. Hiring them was a big mistake. I did everything I could to improve the quality of life for my guests, and all I got back was backstabbing. But things are going to change here, you have my word. Someone will pay for this. Terry did an excellent job. The only reason why those buildings were not compliant is that someone tried to trick him. No mask. Maximilian truly believes his son is innocent. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to be left alone. This conversation has made my mood even worse. Goodbye. Just as I thought, Maximilian won't talk about the misdeeds of his son. We'll have to find it out a different way. We should talk to Leon first. He might have some news. Alright, let's go. This mask thing, it doesn't seem to work with direct questions about being guilty. How much can I trust something like this? I wouldn't trust it at all. It's fucking schizophrenic.
Yeah, dude. You're Pandora.
That would be a twist. The Mask of Lies. Excerpt from Psychiatric Evaluation, Mordred Foley Part 2. What happens to me is not the result of some superpower like those stupid comics. This comes from some degenerative, psychological condition that's driving me insane, forcing me to deal with the true face of people. The stress coming out about this is just making everything worse. I'm unstable, unreliable, and even dangerous. Breathe. Breathe and deal with it. Don't let the pressure get to you, or everything will be for nothing. Don't mess it up. Not again. Oh, it switched for us. I think it's time to confront Maximilian again and unmask him. We just need to pressure him, focusing on the past and you'll fall apart. Alright. Let us speak. The end of the dream. Actually, let me save first. Guess we really fucked this up. New save. Alright. Alright, here we go. I gotta be careful not to push it, or I could blow up the whole case. That's why I saved. Mr. Oath, can we have a second? Okay, that's not an animal, that's like a bunch of tumors on his head. You again, another word, and I swear I'll kick you out of here. Mordred, maybe we should give up. No, trust me. I understand how you feel, but we need your help to find whoever did this. If you're not honest with me and don't grant us free access to the facility, we'll have our hands tied and it'll all be for nothing. I trusted you once and it went to hell. If that maniac had the chance to strike again, it's all your fault. You sentenced to death 2 innocent people instead of the monster that slaughtered my son. No, this is not working. I need to change the topic. I've got to play to his fears and force him to talk. Fine, I'll be straightforward then. If you keep obstructing our investigation, you could be the next one to die. What are you saying, Mordred? What, are you resorting to threats now? You know what I'm saying. You're not the most beloved person here, and you are in danger. What are you talking about? All residents and staff members love me. Why would they kill me? When I was investigating the crime scene, I found something that proves the opposite. This evidence shows that someone on the island has some unfinished business with you.
Oh no, what could this be?
Yeah. Oh, this easily, right?
Yeah.
Easily. What the? Huh? There's a gouge on the head of the statue. It's like someone hit it hard. That's right, and it happens to represent our friend here. It seems that someone here is looking forward to getting their revenge. Who could have done that? That doesn't prove anything. It could just be an accident. I mean, it was hit several times, dude. Your reaction says otherwise, or rather your mask. Oh, huh. So someone damaged the island's properties. Is it an act of rebellion? I'm quite sure this wasn't an isolated case. After the death of your son, things have changed here. And not for the better. You only have to look around to understand why. What? The number of guests has increased by a lot. Everyone agrees this facility is a great success. A fake success achieved by collaboration with the government. The growth in the number of guests has one simple reason behind it. And that reason is increased budget, the Patterson test, the reputation. I think it's the Patterson test, right? They keep saying they're failing it.
Yeah.
The much-loved Patterson test. I'm sure most of your guests have failed it. What are you implying? After the accident, the government put a huge pressure on you, and you ended up with your back against the wall. The only way to save face was to propose something that would keep the facility operative and profitable for the government. Something really inhuman. And the Patterson test was the key. Usually old people fail it, and they happen to be the perfect inhabitants of your beloved island. By forcing them to live here, being declared incompetent and with no heirs, the government would obtain their properties. And at the same time, granting you an army of slaves forced to rely on their survival. The death of a son leads to cynicism, and cynicism leads to shameless exploitation. Exploitation? What the hell are you talking about? We provide people with no future a shelter. Those old people can't wait to work here and feel useful, and this place is much safer than their own houses. So true, especially if they're surrounded by walls and the entrance is strictly guarded. Well, it certainly feels like it's being inside a prison. And they made a nice addition to the facility, which proves my point of you being scared of your guests. The addition I'm talking about is cameras, right? There weren't cameras before, there's cameras now.
Yep.
We're fucking nailing this, dude. If this place is so perfectly safe, why would you have cameras installed everywhere? Maybe they damaged something other than the statue, and that's why you're so afraid. Wow, he's getting destroyed. Stop it. How long are you gonna harass me? I've lost my son and my credibility, and now this damn nightmare is ruining my life again. And on top of that, you two won't stop bugging me. That's simply because you keep hiding the truth. Why don't you tell us straight away when someone displayed violent behavior? Because this kind of behavior is a daily routine. And it involves dozens of different people, desperate over 70, seeking attention. Huh? Every day the facility gets damaged, and the Pandora's return is the last straw. This can't go public, otherwise my career will be over, nullifying all efforts my son and I have made to create this place. Are you still willing to keep this quiet, even now that the blood of one of your employees is on your hands? What are you talking about? I don't even know the victim. There are thousands of people living here. You can't expect me to know all of them. Maybe not the guests, but I'm sure you're paranoid enough to know every single person who's working for you. Maybe. But he was certainly not one of them. I believe that's another lie, and I can prove it. This proves evidence that the victim worked here.
Yeah, that sounds like good evidence.
Yeah, well, hey, wait a minute. This shoe has been found in a bush at the crime scene. It looks like it's a safety shoe. It's number size 33. A safety shoe? Is it worn by employees? I don't know. But I think maybe you're right. I mean, we have 3 lives. I'm just gonna guess this one. If it's not that one, it's the shoe. Oh, no. It's the shoe. Focus, Mordred, and think straight. Yeah, it's the shoe, dude. Oh, wait, go back. Maybe he was not necessarily one of them. I believe that's another lie, but I can prove it. This proves evidence that the victim worked here. Work shoe. Why would any of your old guests wear work shoes? Where did you find that? At the crime scene. The victim lost it during the fall, and it landed in the bush.
It's a fucking shoe.
There's no point in lying anymore, Mr. Oath. Tell the truth, and maybe we'll be able to help you. Alright, I'll tell you what I know. Dude, we destroyed this guy. Holy shit, we didn't even have to think that hard. This was a hard one, but we did it. It actually wasn't hard at all. The victim is Andrew Jones, and he was one of the youngest and most promising technicians of the new theater company on the island. Age 0, okay. This profile is currently locked for investigation purposes. Please try again. Okay. The profile is unavailable. Did the police lock it up? Please, every few seconds counts. All I'm asking is for you to help us understand. Did he work in the theater too? That's right. After the accident, I started a new in-house company that made the talented young people only, and I dedicated it to my son. Dedicated a company to the same person he destroyed in the theater. How ironic. Andrew was a good boy. I can't imagine why Pandora would kill him. Did Andrew have any contact with people on the island? He knew all the members of the theater company, but only one of them was here today. You can find him in the dark room. Dark room. The dark room? Is something wrong? It's just where we stare at our collection of paintings. Have you forgotten about what happened here 6 years ago? I'm sorry, I can't remember. What a liar. However, no mass this time. It doesn't matter, Mordred. No other people will come in mind, or maybe any other suspect. Maybe. Here are their room numbers. I want you to meet them before I give you my opinion. Really? What's that for? You'll find out soon enough. Also, I can give you access to the code to the rehearsal room, but you'll have to convince the police to let you in. Don't worry, we can be very persuasive. Thank you, Mr. Oath. You've been very helpful. Thank me when you catch that monster. Before I go, I need to tell you something important. Huh? When you had those two bastards killed, I was happy. They were innocent, that's true, but they did everything they could to destroy me, so they deserve to die. Jesus.
Wow.
Goodbye, detectives. What a crazy guy. Okay. Forget about it, Harrow. Let's go back to the case. Alright. It's good that Maximilian decided to tell the truth. I suspect the police won't tell us anything. Yes, once again, we're going to have to do this ourselves. Should we talk about the acquaintances of the victim, or would you prefer to go over the previous cases? Can we go back in time? I feel like that's what we're going to do, is just hop between scenes.
Yeah.
A mask? Are you serious? Do I look like I'm kidding? I know it sounds crazy, but this ability helped us solve most of the past cases. You know I have complete faith in you, but we can't. Just in time. Is it the police data on those two? I can't believe it. Maybe you were right. Huh? What did they find? The guests who died in the collapse during the play were Peter and Alice Kingston. The parents of that actress. I knew something was going on. Why would she accept to work for a man who had a hand in the death of her loved ones? Think about her desire for revenge, and it doesn't sound that absurd anymore. Wait a moment, Pandora is the killer, and none of the previous victims were connected to Jennifer in any way. That's true, but she didn't act alone. You think the other actor, Robert Harrington, could be Pandora? If so, she might have joined forces with him in order to kill the man she hated. If you remember, we always have thought that Pandora had a partner, and it's very likely that he works with a different one each time. Why is that very likely? This way he could collect all information he needed about the victim, increasing his chances of success. This makes no sense. I refuse to believe Pandora is such a well-known man. The best place to hide something in plain sight. You should know that. What I know is that you want to take that monster down at all costs, and your obsession is leading you towards the wrong person. You were the one who told us they were suspects. Have you suddenly changed your mind? Leon's got a point, Mordred. Masks and guesses can't be used as evidence. You're heading down a dangerous path, my friend. You should investigate the rehearsal room first. I'm sure we'll be able to figure something out. As you wish. Assuming Leon gives us the access key and the police don't arrest us. Fine, I'm sending the codes through the Aqua OS, along with a map to the room. Otherwise, you'd get lost. This place is a real maze. You're sending them just like that, without any approval of your superiors? Just chill, I know what I'm doing. Now you're talking. There's a shred of courage behind that uniform after all. There's also just a shredded six-pack behind that uniform, Mordred. Try not to screw up things while I'm gone. Huh? You're not coming with us? No, I must verify something first. Call me if you find something interesting. Okay, please be careful. Don't worry, I don't plan on getting killed in this cesspool. Mordred, you're absolutely sure about the reason the mask appeared? Aren't you? Trust me, okay? Now let's go. Alright, we'll do this room and then we'll call it quits. So this is the rehearsal room. Luckily the police didn't touch anything yet. It seems they haven't collected all the evidence yet. That looks like a puzzle in the background.
I don't know. Clock and symbolism?
I don't know what the hand means, though. The moon, the sun. Huh. This could be our chance to frame those two. How can you smile in a place like this? I smile because we're getting closer to the truth, or maybe because I'm going crazy because it's been too long since I smoked. I hope you're right.
That man a cigarette.
Oh, he'll have plenty in the future. Alright, there's the window. We have a puzzle back here. I don't know what that is, but we'll see the window first. The glass was violently smashed, and it's easy to guess that the victim was already dead when he was thrown out the window. Huh? Something got stuck here. A piece of multicolored cloth. I wonder where it comes from. From a costume, to be precise, from Jennifer's one. How do you know? Look at that pile of clothes and you'll understand. The only costume with the same color has a tag with Jennifer's name on it. Bingo. Hold on, that doesn't prove anything. Pandora could have worn it or ripped it from her. To frame her. We'll see. You almost sound like you want her to be arrested at all costs. Props of various kinds, mostly useless. One of the costumes is a tag that says Jennifer. The victim was most likely tied to this chair, given the rope. I thought it said rape. Rope around it. Why is there so much wax on the ground? This is probably where Pandora disfigured that poor man. Alright. What are these drawings? They look like rough sketches made by a kid. Maybe Pandora left the marks on purpose. A sun, a moon, and a hand, with some circles below. What the hell? Those lines with the circles mean something. It looks like some sort of code. It looks like a clock. Whatever it is, once again that maniac's making a fool out of all of us. Drawing on the wall. Oh, whoops. These three drawings in the wax have been made at the crime scene 6 years ago. They represent a sun, a moon, and a hand. The current representation is a reconstruction made by Mordred Foley. Please use the appropriate option to enlarge this image. What?
Enlarge.
Please use the appropriate option to enlarge this image. Okay.
Zoom.
I can't
Enhance.
zoom. Enhance. No blood, and no clue on how he carried out the victim up here. We're at a dead end. You're wrong. No, I'm sure those two are implicated in this crime. Don't tell me your conclusion is purely based on a piece of cloth and some hypotheses. No, you're forgetting the mask and my bloody detective sense. This is no game, Mordred. If we are wrong and two innocent people are arrested and executed, do you realize that? People can't wait to blame someone for what happened. They won't think twice before killing them. That's good for us. Any shred of evidence should be enough to get this over with. You've changed, Mordred, and not for the better. Since we started to investigate these cases, you've become even more colder and more cynical. What happened to the man who wished to realize our dream? He's right in front of you, but there's no way to achieve that dream by following the rules. There's no blood. We don't know how he dragged the guy up here, and the clock is ticking. Do you really believe that we're going to find any hard evidence? Or that Pandora would suddenly make a mistake and get caught? The truth is, the only way to win this war is by making a deal with the devil, and you know it. Hera, this is the path that leads to glory, and we are so damn close. We're about to arrest the most violent, or most wanted man in Nova Pomos ever. Nothing else matters now. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's no other way to put an end to this. I intend to... I know what you're going to do. I know what you want to do. No need to tell me. I'll always be by your side no matter what. Although, what we're about to do makes me sick. They're already planning to falsify evidence? Really? How are they so damn sure? Hera. Go on, I'll try to find something that might help us here. Oh. Alright. Oh, and one more thing before I go. Huh? Thank you.
Big thank you.
I mean, this is a bit of a stretch. Besides her parents being dead, there's really no... I don't know. Oh, detective, we meet again. Where's your partner? You mean Robert? Oh, I think he's in our room. Why are you asking? You don't suspect him, do you? The police keep asking us to access our room. I hope you don't have anything to do with this. What the? Are you alright? Should I call someone? Mordred, what are you doing here? Where's Hera? In the rehearsal room. She asked me to stay because... We must go back to her. Move. I don't... What just happened? Hera, are you alright? Let's stop for now. We've talked long enough about the past. Thank you. You've never dealt with this trauma, have you? How could I? That's what triggered those disastrous events that brought us into this mess. I'm sorry. I've been insensitive. It doesn't matter. Let's just go ahead with the case. We could never figure out the meaning of those drawings. Oh, we're about to. I feel it. Maybe this time will come in handy. Personal documents, number 2. Maximilian Oath, founder of the island, thinks that his son has been falsely accused. The actors hired by Maximilian Oath talked about resentment towards Terry, the victim, due to some alleged cases of corruption. Many of the island's facilities built after its foundation were not compliant to regulation. This caused the column to collapse during a show, which ended up killing 2 residents. Alright. Number 3. Jennifer Kingston is one of the main suspects, whose parents were killed in the accident that collapsed the column. Some pieces of her costume have been found next to the window the victim was thrown out. There was no sign of blood or a struggle in the rehearsal room. No one ever figured out how she managed to bring him in there, but there might be a hidden path that nobody has ever found. 3 drawings have been found on the wall, made with wax: a sun, a moon, and what is supposed to be the victim's handprint. Right under, there are 3 circles with some marks inside. Some clues, like the wax drawings, can be examined in full screen when using it. Oh, that's what it means. Let's see how that works.
We have the technology.
Enhance. Oh, that's useful. Alright. Let me save. Okay. So... I'm already liking this better than Chapter 2. It's more interesting.
Chapter 2 was strange.
Yeah. I didn't quite care for it.
I don't know, I wasn't a fan of them just throwing a plot twist around that, well, like, I'll just say Deus Ex Machina, whatever.
The android.
Yeah, it's like nothing really built up to that besides the fact that 2 bullets were missing
Yeah,
in a world with
didn't make any
androids don't
sense.
already freaking exist.
Yeah, it was really weird, and it really had nothing to do with the Pandora case either. It was kind of like an interlude.
Yeah.
But this is feeling a lot better. I like this case so far. It's brutal. We're going back to the past. We're discovering more things about the people we framed and things like that.
Despite
But,
the shoe, the
yeah.
clues actually make sense this time around.
Exactly. Yeah. Totally. All right, we're gonna end it here. Thank you guys for watching.